Right, we've come down on the coast to have a look at the cliffs. You can now see limestone in its massive scale, and hopefully you can now see why they could use what we said that was that weather and feather and wedge technique. Okay, a feather is a type of wedge, but you can see all the vertical cracks and also the horizontal beds. Right, all the lines are different horizontal beds, and if you get a wedge, a steel wedge or even a timber wedge with a sledgehammer, you pick out the right cracks, or what we call joints, the vertical joints, and the right beds, a little bit of pressure will pop out a very large block. So behind us we have an old quarry. It's known as Tilly Wim. Don't worry about the spelling, because when we get over the headlands there'll be quite a good placard with a lot of information that you can copy down, and the name. But this is Tilly Wim. Mined using that feather and wedge technique. Also using a technique known as pillar and stack. Any idea what we meant by pillar and stack?
They leave pillars when they excavate to stop the roof.
Yeah, well done. Okay, so they leave a pillar of rock. You can see the pillars of rock to hold up the roof. Now, Mr. Bundy was talking about nowadays we try and do open cast, take the overburden off. If you took the material on top off, some of it you can use, but you can get more of the material that you want out of it. Okay, because you don't have to leave those pillars. So you can actually win more material. What's the problem with pillar and stack? Bear in mind this is 150 years ago. It's dangerous, yeah? Sorry, you don't know what? You don't know how much weight's on top. How do you know when it's going to fall?
We don't.
Yeah, quite. You just go, oh, we lost somebody yesterday, so that was a bit too wide. All right, you don't know. All right, so there's no other way of holding the roof up in there. There's no timber props, no steel props. It is just literally the rock that's been left in place, and if you get it wrong, then rock falls can take people's lives, and it's quite common. Very dangerous industry. How many people do you think worked there?
10, 15.
Not many. Yeah, low numbers, somewhere between 4 and 10. Why is it where it is? Not just because the rock's there, but why is it particularly where it is?
Near the sea.
Near the sea.
Transport.
Got a nice ledge, take a block out, use a crane, winch it onto a boat. Off it goes. Yep, okay. Tide's low at the moment, so they can get in a bit closer and a bit higher if they needed to. Alright, around the corner it's a bit more sheltered as well. So, easy loading and good transportation links. Why haven't they gone deeper?
Different rock.
No, it's all limestone, but why haven't they gone deeper?
Quality.
Not flooding, no. Practical. No, I think they could have probably gone deeper. No.
It costs more.
Harder to bring it back up? Close down.
No.
We give up, you tell us.
No, just have a look. Have a look at what bits they've taken out.
There is no way in.
Underneath.
The blocks are too small.
The blocks are too small underneath, and it goes for a long way. It's got a lot of material there that would just be waste, so it goes for a long way. Why haven't they gone deeper? Okay, why didn't they go down through the smaller rocks and then get into the bigger rocks?
It costs more. You need more men.
You need more men, and basically it's going to get flooded. It's in the tidal range. Not so pleasant. Okay. Now, there's something else about this area that you need to know about. You're all standing in front of it. It says on the stone there, it says, "Please preserve, please preserve and not destroy the turf." Bit of an old English way of writing, isn't it? Yeah. Today we say, "Please don't walk on the grass." Yeah. So. Also, what else tells you that's quite old? Yeah, the weathering of it, but in particular, what gives away the weathering of it?
The yellow pieces.
The lichen, yeah? The growth of the moss and the lichen. Some of those take a very long time. So that's a bit of an odd thing to write, okay? And we know it's a good 100 years old. Well, that quarry closed down about 150 years ago. They couldn't get any more feasibly out of it. And then this whole area was bought by somebody called George Durlston, hence the name Durlston Country Park. And he was a Victorian entrepreneur, and his idea was to make this into a holiday resort, the very first holiday resort. So you may have heard of Butlins and so on within the UK now, and of course you're used to going to Spain and Greece and Portugal and all those places with the big holiday resorts where it's nice and warm. Well, his idea was really the very first holiday resort, and he was trying to develop this area with houses for people to stay in, as holiday cottages, because, okay, it's kind of a bit grey now, but it's generally a lot warmer here throughout the year. It's a pleasant environment, and you've got a pleasant country park. And as we walk up, you'll see there was a lot of building work going on. They're renovating what was his home, known as Durlston Castle. Bit of a folly. That's being renovated now with Heritage Lottery funding. There's also a globe of the world, an atlas of the world, a globe made of limestone, but we won't get to see that. And then he made an attraction out of these old quarries. These were known as the Tillywim Caves, and they closed down because of these rock falls, and that's what we're going to have a look at next. Okay, with the OJ? Yeah, we've forgotten anything? Ah, good. I need to turn his brain on later, he might actually help out. Don't worry. Right, on.